Hey guys, it's Tracy. Welcome to today's video. I am so glad to see you here at Country Charm by Tracy, where I love to share crafty ideas with a bit of rustic country charm. Now today's project is going to be doing a summertime country burlap wreath. I love doing these type of crafts with you, and a lot of my community loves to see these type of crafts so that they can learn and do it themselves too. Today guys, I have a brand new sponsor, and that is June's Journey. I am so excited to share with you what June's Journey is. It's a mobile device game that you can download for free. The link will be in the description box below. I'll tell you about that a little bit more later. Tell you how long I have been personally playing June's Journey, because it is, it really just does, it feeds into my creative heart, because I can beautify my island and follow along with the storyline that they have. It's a very easy to use. It's very easy to download. I'll tell you about that a little bit more later, but let's go ahead and get into today's craft.
For this wreath, I'm using some of these supplies as well as some 10-inch deco mesh. I'm also using a 14-inch wire frame, some tan pipe cleaners, and that metal Hello Sunshine flower metal sign. Now I'm going to cut my burlap mesh, now this 10-inch mesh, and all of the mesh in today's project is from Hobby Lobby. Just kind of sharing where I got the mesh from, but there are many wreath places that you can get mesh. So I cut my mesh at 16 inches, and what I'm going to do is make a cruffle. And so I loosely roll one end, I loosely roll the other end, I gather it in the middle, and then I just clamp it with one of those blue clamps that I have, just to crisscross them, and then that is what I'm going to put into my wreath form. So here I'm starting with just somewhere. I start usually on a bar, and so I just thread the pipe cleaner through the wire. I'm going the inner two rings, and then I will attach those to burlap. And so then I jump to the outer two rings, and then I do another bundle of the deco mesh. I want this wreath to be very airy, and so I don't want it to be very really woven tight like some of my wreaths do. And if this is one of your first times to watch one of my wreath tutorials, I have a library full of different wreath tutorials, deco mesh, as well as grapevine wreath tutorials on my channel. You can check that out. If I'm going a little fast, that's not a problem. I have a wreath basics playlist that I will link to as well. And you can, slow it down and find something that works for you. So right here now, what I have is 12 bundles of the 2 burlap mesh together. All right, so then these are the 3 colorful 10-inch mesh that I'm going to use, and so I cut 3 of each of these. These also came from Hobby Lobby. I cut those out at 16 inches as well, and so then I just loosely wrap those together so that they make a cruffle. And so then I will just attach those around my wreath just by itself, like the yellow, the white, and the pink. And so I added 9 of these, and I just sporadically put them around. I just attached them with one of those tan pipe cleaners to the inner ring or the outer 2 rings. I always twist my deco mesh on 2 rings, never just 1 ring. 2 rings together. All right, so then once I get it all on there, this is how it looks, and I love just the pops of color that the yellow, the white, and the pink 10-inch deco mesh give to this beginning of this summer wreath. For my ribbon choices, since this is a colorful kind of country themed wreath, I have to include as much burlap as I want to. I love that Hobby Lobby Craft Outlet, Sam's Club. There are different places that have burlap that have some, you know, like spring looking or summer looking colors to them. And so what I do is I measure them out at 14 inches. I use my Perfect Tails board to wrap them around 3 times, and then I will cut them so that, you know, they have dovetails, or the window pane ribbon came from Hobby Lobby, and that is the only one that I do not dovetail just because of the way that it's made. And so what I'm doing now, if you are new to my channel, I like to make my ribbon bundles, and I use my little tiny attacher. It's just a little bitty stapler that puts a teeny tiny staple in the ribbon bundle so that I can have all of my ribbon bundles ready to go, so that when I'm ready to put my ribbon into my deco mesh, that it is ready to go. That is just the way that I like to do things. And, you know, every wreath maker has their own way. And so, as I've mentioned many times, if you're new to my channel, again, I do have a library full of, you know, wreath tutorials, and so I love to make these. They make my heart very happy, and a lot of my community ask for them. And so today is a special day because I am sharing this Hello Sunshine summer themed wreath. As I continue to put in this set of ribbon tails, I am going to tell you about today's sponsor, and that is June's Journey. Guys, I have been playing June's Journey for quite a while, and it is so fun. So let me show you what it's about and tell you a little bit of how you can download it for free.
Okay, guys, so June's Journey is a hidden objects mystery game that has a storyline that goes with it. You can follow the storyline. You don't have to follow the storyline, but you find hidden objects. I've always loved hidden objects, as you know, even as far back as when I was a kid. And so it starts out, you know, at the beginning. Everybody starts at the same chapter, and the more you play, the longer you play, then you start, you know, earning more stars, more coins that you can build, that you can buy things, and then you can beautify your island. And so, like, here's the first scene. So these are the things down here. That's what I need to find. I need to find a horn. I need to find a letter, blue flowers. I need to find the downspout, a spiral, pine cone, golf clubs, a raccoon, treble clef, awning, the female statue here, and the watering can. And if you, it doesn't have a timer on it, but if you, the faster you go, the more like points, like little points, you will tally up. And I can't find the watering can. I know it's here. There's a little, when I get stuck, there's a little light bulb down here, and my little helper, it tells me exactly where it's at. And so then it clears it for me to go to the next one, and then I get my rewards here, and I go on to the next scene, and, you know, continue to do it until I get, when I first start the scene, all of these are empty, and then the more I progress to it, then the higher my score is going to be, and the more I move up here, up to the top. And so that's kind of the object. You don't have to, but it's just if you want to play against yourself kind of thing.
And friends, you can just download or scan the QR code. They're right there on the screen. It'll take you to where you can get your own free version of June's Journey. And guys, honestly, that is my promise to you. I don't support or have any sponsors or anything that I don't use myself. And I have been playing June's Journey for 5 years, and I love it. It's part of my daily routine, and it is just something that helps with my creativity. I can, you know, I do it first. I collect my coins and play a couple scenes first thing in the morning. And then if I get tired from, you know, just crafting and doing different, I'm like, okay, I need to do something different. I need a little break. I'm, you know, been standing on my legs too long. I sit down and I play a couple of scenes of the June's Journey. I also can like take it like if I go to the doctor's office or I, you know, was in the car line and I could just pull it out on my phone and just, you know, play it, you know, while I'm waiting in the car line or I'm waiting in the doctor's office. And it is so fun. All right, guys. So back here to this Hello Sunshine Summer Wreath. What I'm doing is I've just alternated all of the bundles of ribbon, just putting them in. Now, I know that there are some pipe cleaners that don't have a bundle in it, only because of just the different how I put the two burlaps together, and then I put all of the different colorful mesh in there. And I'm okay with that because I just take my little scissors and or my little short scissors, not my little scissors, my short scissors, and cut off those pipe cleaners. And I'll do that in just a few minutes. All right, I you know, a country wreath would not be complete without some raffia, and so I am just making some. I don't even know. I'm just making some loops of raffia and just putting that in just different around the wreath so that it's all kind of even. And then like I was saying here, what I do is I take my little Tim Holtz scissors, they're little short scissors. I can get in there and cut off the extra pipe cleaners. Then what I do is I bend those down so that they, you know, do not come out of the deco mesh. All right, so then for the greenery and the little flowers, I have all of this greenery and flowers came from Hobby Lobby. So what I'm doing is just taking my cutters and just cutting off pieces of that. Now, I wanted to show you this here because I want to cut it in half, you know, some of this greenery. So what I do so that my greenery does not slip off of the stem, what I do is I bend it down and I just take my needle nose pliers and just bend down that greenery. Some of those stems or sticks or, you know, wire are harder than others. And so then here what I'm showing is this is my Steel Picks machine, and it is something that I have on hand that I've invested in, and so it puts a little small steel pick on the end of the pick. And so then what I do is I use my hot glue that's on the right hand side of me. I know you can't see it, it's out of my camera range because it's hot glue. It's just a little bitty skillet that melts hot glue, and I like to use the Gorilla brand glue sticks because it just holds, especially here in the Texas heat. And so what I do, guys, is I just, you know, take some of that hot glue and then I just stick it in between the flaps of the deco mesh. I know, you know, sometimes from different angles you can't really see, but that's what I do is I stick it in there in between all of the different flaps. And so I keep, you know, moving it around so that I have an even number of greenery and flowers and that kind of thing. All right, so then these flowers right here I got from Dollar Tree or either Hobby Lobby or Walmart. And so I'm going to cut off pieces of those later and stick those in there as well. Okay, so then here for my Hello Sunshine little cute sign, I got this at Hobby Lobby. And so this little hole puncher, this is actually a jewelry hole puncher. I got it in the jewelry section, and so I'm going to be putting some wire to attach my sign to my wreath. Now this little jewelry hole puncher put a teeny tiny the hole wasn't big enough, so I had to end up going and getting my crocodile that had a little bit bigger hole punch. And so then that made my holes a little bit bigger because that wire, what I'm going to do is I am going to attach, the wire is going to provide a couple of different things for me. It's going to attach my sign to the back of the wreath, or, you know, attach my sign to the wreath. And then also I am just going to, you know, curl down the ends of the wire, and it's going to look a little wispy. You know, y'all know If you don't know, I love wispy. I love all of those cute little details. One of my sayings is the beauty is in the details. And I just use my needle nose pliers just to curl down each of the wires just so that it gives a whimsical touch. And it looks cute, especially here on this summer Hello Sunshine flower. It just really kind of looks like it's part of the wreath and whole arrangement. So as I mentioned, I have some flowers that I decided to use. Sometimes when I pull some of supplies together, I don't quite know if I'm going to use those. Sometimes I switch my mind in between or as I'm going along, just because as the progression of the wreath or creation of what I'm doing, I'm like, oh, I remembered was something else that I had. I'm like, oh, that might look good. So I'm putting a steel pick on the ends of those, and then I'll just continue to add this to the wreath. And I just love this. Here in my area, these wreaths are selling very, very well. And so my advice to you is just adapt to, you know, your area. Kind of look on Etsy in your area, maybe look in some craft stores, maybe on Marketplace, something like that. And if you are looking for different wreath supplies and they're not available in your area, Facebook has lots of wreath destash groups that has lots of deco mesh like this, as well as signs and different things that people are using for whatever reason. They're either getting out of the business or they can't, you know, do it anymore. And so I just want to encourage you. So how I cover up the back of my deco mesh wreaths is what I use is or are these table placemats that I get from Hobby Lobby. Now I find them most often during the fall season, and I attach them with pieces of pipe cleaners to the back of the frame. And then also first I make a hanger for my wreath just by using some of that grapevine wire that I get in the floral section at Hobby Lobby and different places that sell wreath supplies. And I absolutely love the way that this summer Hello Sunshine wreath turned out. I hope you did too. And guys, don't forget, if you want a fun game to play on your mobile device, I encourage you to download June's Journey. Give it a try and see how many objects you can find and if you can beat my high score. All right, guys, thank you so much. And thank you so much to June's Journey for sponsoring today's video. I appreciate it so much. Guys, we'll talk to you in the next video. Have a wonderful and blessed day.